Hello and welcome to today's session. I hope you're all doing wonderfully well, as always, from whichever part of the world you are watching. Whenever I sit here to record and speak to you, I look outside the window and I see, wow, it is always sunny here in Madrid. And this is the best time of the year, spring. Spring for me is just perfect here in Madrid. The days are getting longer and longer. The weather is getting better. It's not too cold. It's not too hot. It's not too rainy. It is perfect. And this year, we've seen a lot of beautiful flowers blossom because we've had the benefit of a very rainy March and then a lot of sun, which is just a perfect cocktail for beautiful blossom. So it's a beautiful time of the year. And this year, I actually challenged myself to carve out time to enjoy this beautiful city. I tend to spend a long, long time, a lot of my time, doing what I love. I love this industry. But this year I would like to carve that time out to enjoy this beautiful city. Sometimes we don't enjoy what we have in our own backyard. And on that subject, I wanted to talk about how we wellness leaders can enjoy more of what we have in our backyard, and that is the world of opportunity. We really are in a beautiful industry. There are very few industries out there that can safely say that they have the impact we do, not only on our well-being, on the well-being of other people, of society, of their environment, and also financial well-being. Because if we show up in our best version, we're clearly having a very positive impact in the world. So I want to see us wellness leaders enjoy that opportunity and tap into that opportunity a bit more. And I will be holding a series of free live masterclasses next week as of 16th of May. I'll be opening the second round. So the enrollment to the second round of the Wellness Asset Academy opens next Thursday. And with these live masterclasses, what I want to do is give you wellness leaders a virtual tour onto my top three secrets of creating profitable wellness assets so that you can elevate your income, your impact, and influence. And why do those three things matter? Income, impact, and influence. I remember when I started in this industry 22 years ago. So I'd say years ago is when I actually got into this industry full time when I came to this beautiful city of Madrid. And I came from an industry that really helped me dial in my business acumen, my analytical skills. Working the banking industry, just the whole training was quite grueling in a way, but it was incredibly positive. And 20 years down the line, I still take those business principles with me and I use them. They were simple, but they were gold. And 20 years down the line, in a completely different industry, life has changed so much in these 2 decades, but the principles of doing business have not really changed. And the key principles are get your asset from the get go. Nail that business idea in such a way that it is profitable from the get go. Get everyone's buy in, get to know your ideal guests so well and create that asset. And then make it about the use experience. Our guests do not buy services or treatments, they come to us to solve a problem. And the day we let go of the notion of us buying that our guests come to buy treatments will be the day we make huge leaps forward. And then implement, iterate, and grow. There is nothing new in those business principles. And those are the business principles I have honed into my proven essence framework, the 7-step framework to creating that profitable wellness asset. And in these next live masterclasses that I'll be holding. I'll be holding four of them between the 16th and the 23rd of May. I will be giving you kind of a behind the scenes into how to create that profitable wellness asset consistently. And going back, because I kind of digressed earlier on the notion of wellness leaders elevating their income, their impact, and influence. Like I mentioned, when I joined this industry 22 years ago, wellness leaders did not have any impact, if any, on the whole operations. We had a very small voice. It doesn't mean that hoteliers did not believe in wellness or the different forms of wellness. It is just that it was a new business on a very traditional and established business of rooms and food and beverages and conferences. And we were the new kids in the block that we really didn't know our business, to be brutally honest. And so if we didn't know our own business in this industry, it was very difficult for GMs or hoteliers to understand a business that we ourselves did not fully understand. Now, now that wellness 20 years down the line has become front and center, it has become this transverse industry that every single company, every single sector wants a stake in, because partly because of trend, but partly because I think the world recognizes that well-being is important. We have to create a world that will last beyond us. We can't continue to destroy what we have. We have to regenerate what we have destroyed in terms of our environment, systems, cultures, traditions. We have to regenerate if we want this to be sustainable in the long run. And also, when it comes to well being, we know that if our people aren't well and our customers do not feel well, we will be out of business very, very quick. And in our industry, what I've noticed is despite wellness being the strong driver, being something that is so important, our wellness leaders are still operational heads. Our wellness leaders are not being upskilled. Our wellness leaders might be given the title. They might be being given the. They might be given the title. Getting all tongue tied. So they might be given the titles of wellness director, but they're not given the power to decide that comes along with that title. And although we are seeing more wellness C suite positions opening up, what I am noticing is that the professionals who take on these C suite roles in the wellness arena, very few of them are from the wellness industry. They're people who don't have knowledge of the ins and outs of the wellness business, but they're visionaries in their own right. They see the value and the immense opportunity with wellness, and they take these positions. And I have no doubt that they're doing a fantastic job and they're taking us where we need to go. Why do I want our wellness leaders to have that income, impact, and influence? Is that I want to see us wellness leaders occupy the C suite positions. We can be operational heads if that's what we want, fair enough. But we must also be leaders that occupy positions that can actually move the needle, those positions that have the authority to make decisions. And what I've noticed just in these last years, less than 1% of wellness leaders actually make it to hotel general manager. And yes, the argument could be that wellness directors do not want a generalist function. They want to continue to be that specialist leader, and that is fair enough. But I can assure you, I know that there are many wellness leaders out there that want to make an impact, that want wellness to be front and center, that want wellness to go beyond the 1 to 3% of total hotel revenue and become that 30 and 40% of total hotel revenue. They want that. And the only way you get to do that is by occupying positions where you can have an impact, where you can influence decisions. And as a result, you get the income you need. Because the reality is, we won't get to these decision making, powerful positions if we continue to not upskill ourselves. We need to upskill ourselves. We need to invest in ourselves to get ourselves to that position where we can have the impact and influence we want. And the income will come inevitably. If we've invested so much in ourselves, clearly we need to get that return on investment. And income is one of the ways we get that return on investment. So, what I want to do next week is share my top 3 secrets on creating profitable wellness assets. Because if wellness is not profitable, if we cannot demonstrate the tangible benefits of wellness, then we will continue to be that minor operating department leader, and other people will be taking on our C-suite wellness positions. Now, my dream is to see more wellness leaders occupy the general manager position. When I was moving up the ranks in the industry, this option was not available to me. And the reality is that many people did not have this option available. Now, it doesn't mean that there haven't been wellness leaders and there aren't GMs who have come from a wellness director background. I know a couple myself, but they tend to be the exception to the rule. Now, I would like to see tomorrow the equal percentage of GMs coming from rooms and food and beverage and also wellness, because we are a direct revenue generating center and we deserve to have that GM position. But we can't get that GM position if we're constantly only thinking or playing in a very small sandbox. When I wanted to move along the lines, when I wanted to move up the ranks, I did not have available to me all these opportunities. And when I went and set up shop on my own 16 years ago, it was a very different ball game. I realized then how little I knew about the wellness business, or precisely how little I knew how to make wellness a huge success. There is so much that we need to learn about business in order to make our wellness business units go from 1 to 3% to 30 to 40%. Now, when I wanted to find out how I could make that leap, I did not have available to me in the industry education that went beyond the standard yield management, business practices, or the spa management course. Now, those are fantastic courses. Of course, they're fantastic, but they only get us to first base. If we want to have the impact, influence, and income we want, we have to be able to get to fourth base. And that is why I created my online program, the Wellness Asset Academy, with one mission in mind. I would love to see in the next 20 years, more than 1,000 wellness leaders occupy the position of general managers. Now, I don't know how many hotels there are out there, but I'm quite confident that that small little sliver, 1,000 wellness leaders becoming GMs and having the impact they want, having the influence they want, and earning the income they deserve to receive. I know my mission is accomplished. And in my Wellness Asset Academy, I take you through my proven 7-step essence framework that I talked about earlier on. There is no deep magic formula when it comes to business, but there are proven frameworks to follow. and we need to learn how to follow them. And that is what I've created for you, wellness leaders, for those wellness leaders who want to be more than operational heads, for those wellness leaders who want to make an impact, those wellness leaders who are not conforming with wellness being that bit player. I created the Wellness Asset Academy for you. The second round to enrollment opens on the 16th of May. And in the comment section below, you will find a link to my next webinar, the next live masterclass that I'll be holding next week on my top 3 tips on how to create a profitable wellness asset so that you can elevate your income, your impact, and your influence. And on that beautiful note, I wish you all a beautiful day ahead. Take care now.